Let's wait.
All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah? Good deal. Well, thanks for coming out tonight. This is our January 2015. Can you believe it? 2015 is upon us. January 2015 Lose to Win informational meeting. Is anybody in the wrong spot right now? All right. I knew I'd have some of you jokers raise your hand. That's just the way things go. All right. So, how many of you believe that this 2015 is your year to get healthy? How many of you believe that? All right, well that's good. How many of you might have just a little bit of doubt? All right. Hey, here's the deal. The truth is, we all have those doubts sometimes because we've tried and we've done this and we've done that. And at times we've been successful, at times we've not, at times we've lost weight, at times we've gained weight. But the goal of what we're going to do together is to create healthy habits, to create a healthy lifestyle. Now, through the process, we're going to give away a lot of prizes, we're going to give away a lot of money. We're going to give away a lot of money. We're going to have a lot of fun together. And the other thing that we're going to do, and I'll talk more about this in a minute, is we are going to continue to create a healthy community of people. And a healthy community of people is much more than just losing weight. And we'll talk a lot about that as time goes on. I see several of you that have been with us before. Thank you for being back. And some of you are going, well, why do people have to come back? Okay? Well, there's a couple of reasons why people come back. One is they want to come back and help you. They want to come back and encourage you. Two is if you've ever struggled with your health, if you've ever struggled with your weight, you know that this is a lifelong challenge, a lifelong journey. So the accountability that you can find here, I believe, is like none other. Okay? And so sometimes we just need that extra little kick, that extra little boost, those extra eyes on the scale with us, right? And so that's what we will provide. And then there are those of you that are here that are brand new. How many of you have never participated in the Lose to Win before? Awesome. Thank you for being here. I believe that this could be, I believe that this is the first step towards you getting healthy if you will apply the things that we teach. And you will hold yourself accountable to those things for the long haul. So, thank you for being here. And how many of you have not registered yet? Let's do it that way. So just a few of you, okay. And for those of you that have registered, tonight will be more about learning, making sure that this is the program for you, all right? Because I may go through some things tonight, and I will be very clear about what the program is, what the program isn't. And if you decide tonight that this is not the program for you, that is okay. Let us know, and we'll make sure that if you've paid, you'll get refunded, that kind of thing. Because after next Tuesday night, no refunds. And that's partly because we want you to be successful. We want you to stay engaged in the process. But that's also partly because we do give away a lot of prizes. We do give away a lot of money. And we'll base those prizes somewhat on our final count of people that have registered. So I hope that tonight you'll take it all in. Take notes. Write down questions if you have any. That kind of thing. Because at the end we'll open it up for some questions. So with that, some of you know me, know my story, know a little bit about how the program came to be. And those of you that have been around for a while are probably tired of hearing that story, but you get to hear it again tonight. So quickly, this was me here. You know, I did not have a neck. All right, did you see my neck disappeared? I don't know where it went. This is my driver's license picture. I actually keep that driver's license picture on my driver's license. I'm going to keep it as long as they'll let me, partly because I was definitely a lot younger there. And partly because I like the looks on the TSA guy's face when he's like looking back and forth like, is that really you? And that's just such a cool feeling to have over time. So this was me. I'll show you that picture to let you know I understand the struggle. And even in my current journey, I fluctuate. I go up and down. I'll be honest, I'm a transparent guy. I'm in kind of an up phase right now. So I'm with you guys, and we're going to make 2015 an awesome year to get back where we want to be. So I decided things had to change, and so I got involved with different groups and organizations, and also we started this program, the Lose to Win Weight Loss Competition. And the kind of the way it was born is, oh goodness, I think it was 2007. We had a pharmacy resident, and she needed to do a community outreach program. At the time, I was pushing 300 pounds, and I said, hey, why don't you do one of those Biggest Loser competitions and do that as community outreach? We had about 40 people that first time, and I was able to actually win that first competition. Our next resident, she and I kind of did the program together. We led the program together. I kind of took it over after that, and we've continued to try to develop the program. We listened to the different ideas that you guys bring to us, and we try to improve it each and every time. We believe that through the accountability that you receive, the education that you receive, and the motivation that you receive, that this program will help you to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve over the next 10 weeks. But you have to put in the work. We can't do it for you. Okay? So this is our 13th session. It's kind of hard to believe. Our largest session, we had a little over 300 people. And like I said, we started with just 40 people. So we've had a lot of fun doing it. A lot of people's lives have been changed. We've led people through these programs, and all total, we're somewhere over, people have lost over 35,000 pounds. So that's exciting stuff. And we'll talk about the importance of the weight loss as we go on in the program. Ultimately, like I mentioned a minute ago, the goal of the program is to create a community of healthy people. No matter if you choose to participate again in the future or not, our hope is that when you see these people again, that you will encourage them. That when you see them in the grocery store, that you'll either hide your buggy or you will proudly show your buggy. Okay? When you see somebody at a restaurant, that you will encourage them in their journey, that kind of thing. So the more people that we can have do things like this together, the more likely we are to be held accountable as a community of people. And so that's been one of the coolest things, that initially we really didn't set out to develop that. It's just something that's kind of happened along the way. And so it's really cool to be able to see you guys out in public and to know that you're holding me accountable and I'm holding you accountable as well to becoming a truly not just a lighter person, but a healthier person. I even had one time, it was J&G, and if you get one of their meals, it comes with a little piece of toast. Well, it's not little, really, but it comes with a piece of toast, right? And the waitress refused to bring me my piece of toast because she said that would be a bad example to the people that were watching me eat that night. So I agreed, and then I told her manager later. So anyway, so what fits your busy schedule better? Exercising 1 hour a day or being dead 24 hours a day? It's kind of funny at first, and then it gets kind of serious real fast, doesn't it? And that's really what we're talking about here. We're talking about a life and death journey for so many of us, okay? And, the stories I can tell you of people that have gone through one of our programs in the past that, I think about one lady that about 4 weeks after the program, she had a heart attack, okay? And you're going, that's not a very good story to tell, Joe, okay? But her doctor was very clear that if she had not been doing the exercise, and she had not lost some of the weight that she had lost prior to having the heart attack, that she likely would not have made it. Think about another story, a lady that, it was probably 3 months after the competition one year, she was diagnosed with cancer, and doctor told her the same thing. Look, if you had not been in the process of getting healthy before, there is no way you could have beat what you're doing here, or what the cancer that you have now. And so I just think about things like that, and I know that that you're on the right path, and you're in the right place. And I hope that none of those stories are you, but I also know that if you will take these 10 weeks and get serious and get focused, that you can do such amazing things to your body. Our bodies are so amazing in what they can do if we will treat them right. And so my hope is that we each will begin to treat our bodies better, and we'll begin to treat our bodies right. So I want to tell you a few things about the program now that are more specific. One of the things that we've been doing for 3 or 4 rounds now is trying to provide, as the program has grown, it's been difficult for the staff at the pharmacy to, whether it be myself or our residents or people that have been engaged, to be there for each of you. So we have several people that have chosen to volunteer their time and basically be there for you. Now, these people are not necessarily, they're not trainers, they're not certified nutritionists or anything like that, but these are volunteers. These are people that know the details of the program. These are people that know how the program works, and these are people that just have a heart for helping and encouraging other people. And they're here for you. A lot of them have on their orange shirts tonight. If you're one of our support team members, will you just stand up for me? Okay. Give them a round of applause, okay? These are people that have had, at some point, some level of success in the program and have learned how the program works. So, if I'm not available, if Lisa's not available, everybody back in the back of the room is Lisa, okay? Lisa is kind of helps make the program go. If we're not available, these guys and gals are. All right, so don't be afraid to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, or this is not going well for me, or I don't understand this particular detail of the program. Can you help me out? And they are there to do absolutely and exactly that. They're there to help you out. So you'll see more of them at our weigh-ins. You'll see more of them in our Facebook group, and you guys will get an email later this week about joining that Facebook group. So these are people that they have said, hey, I'm ready, I'm willing, take advantage of me, and let me help you along your journey, okay? Then we have the grant or the scholarship, however you want to look at that. We've been very blessed to have the city of Tullahoma. They've received a grant from the state of Tennessee. It's through Project Diabetes. And it funds a certain number of people through the program each session. And this is our halfway point. It's a 3-year grant. We're a year and a half into that grant at this point. And if you are curious, if you know somebody that may benefit from something like this, then there are, I think, that's scary. What was that? Anybody know? Was it just feedback? Okay. In a new place, you just kind of going, okay, you're just filling things out. We're all here for the first time tonight, as far as Lose the Win is concerned. Anyway, I think there are somewhere around 8 spots remaining for the scholarship program. So if you know somebody that can take advantage of that would like to utilize that, the way that you go about that is basically you go through the registration process just like everybody did. And if you'll recall, it asks you a question. If you want to apply for the research scholarship or grant, and if you say yes, then it takes you through a questionnaire. And that questionnaire then will determine whether or not that you're eligible based on the requirements of the grant. So there are a few requirements of you through the program that the grant does ask. One is blood work at the very beginning of the program, and 2 is blood work at the very end of the program. And then basically the rest of it is being an active participant through your time in the program. Doing your weigh-ins, coming to your meetings, things like that, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. You're looking at that as though there's... Are we good? Okay. All right, perfect. Cool. All right, what to expect? So here's some things for you to be able to expect. Education, motivation, competition, guest speakers, homework. Homework? Yes, homework. Accountability, hard work, better health. You can expect to feel better. You can expect to lose weight, and you can expect people to say that you're weird, okay? Some of you are used to that already, okay? I know a lot of you, and that's just the way it is. But let's talk about some of these things real quick. Again, the education that you're going to get is based on what we've learned over the years of doing this. I'll tell you up front, and you need to know this, I'm not a registered dietitian or a certified nutritionist or anything like that. I base what I tell you on what I have seen work in my life and what I've seen work in the lives of others. And through the course of the 6 or 7 years, we've gained a lot of education, and we plan on sharing that with you. But the program's not just about education, it's about motivation too. Sometimes we know what we need to do, right? I mean, it really, when it boils down to it, it's not rocket science, is it? Eat a little less, move a little more, okay? I just gave you the keys to the kingdom there, all right? But I mean, that's really what it boils down to. But sometimes we need that extra bit of motivation. So, coming to Fit Club on Tuesday nights, or checking in with your team, or and I think that's one of the things that really differentiates what we do is the team portion of our competition, and how having teammates motivates you and pushes you forward. We made some changes to the program this go around to make sure that our teams are even better and stronger than they've ever been before. Competition. Anybody motivated by a little competition in the room? Yeah? All right. So I'm definitely a competitive guy. I like to compete. And again, that's part of the reason why the program was born, because I wanted a way to be motivated, and competition motivates me. Now, if you're not a competitive person, then you're probably lying, okay? Because I think all of us, deep down inside, we start getting into a situation where we're competing, and there's something inside of us that's going, man, I'd like to be on that leaderboard. Man, I'd like to win. And so it can get pretty competitive at times. Now, I will say this, you can choose to jump into that competition as much as you want to, and you can choose to back off from it as much as you want to. But I will tell you, most of the time, the people who jump in and say, I want to compete, and are clear about that, are the people who end up doing the best. So just keep that in mind. We'll have some guest speakers along the way. Most of our guest speakers at this point, which is a really cool thing, actually can come from former participants, people who have been where you are, who have sat where you sit, and have accomplished what you want to accomplish. And so that's very exciting to be able to bring a lot of those people back. We'll have some homework along the way, some things that you can work on through time. Accountability is huge. Over the next 10 weeks, guess what you get to do? You get to step up on that scale in front of a peer, in front of somebody that's going to see that number as well. How many of you does that make a little bit nervous? Okay? Hey, it's okay. Hey, I don't like to step on the scale in front of somebody else. I'm fine in the mornings to step up on the scales. And part of the reason I wait in the mornings is because, I have on as little as possible, okay? Nobody envision that. It might be scary. I've got some of my neighbors here. They're going, oh, great. What kind of show is going to happen there? I digress. Sorry. Accountability is huge. Okay, so not only do we need sometimes a little more education, sometimes we need a little more motivation, but one of the things that's most motivating is knowing that you're going to get on that scale in front of another person each week. And so we'll do that each and every week. Expect to work hard. Hey, if this were easy, everybody could do it, right? And clearly, something in our culture has made it difficult for us. And I'll tell you that. I believe that it's difficult for us. We were just talking about living in the land of plenty, right? And don't you feel like that we overindulge so much in our society and our culture? It makes it very difficult for us. So it's going to take hard work. 2/3 of our country is overweight or obese. Did you know that? Isn't that kind of crazy to think about? And we could go down the whole path of what that means for our... See, here's the deal. I don't want to get too much on soapbox, but we don't have a healthcare crisis in our country. Did you know that? Everybody thinks we have a healthcare crisis. We don't have a healthcare crisis. We have an obesity crisis. Because I'm telling you, if we fix the obesity problem in our country, healthcare costs plummet, right? And so this is just our little part to try to do that. And what I hope to see is someday, maybe competitions like this, I don't have to be involved in them, or things like this, that communities come together and hold people accountable, hold each other accountable as communities of healthy people. And who knows what we could accomplish in our country if we could come together and beat this obesity crisis. It would make a huge difference. Sorry to get on my little soapbox there for a minute. You can expect to feel better. Here's the cool thing. Our bodies are amazing and they react so quickly. Okay, so the scale, maybe you're 20 or 30 or 40 pounds overweight right now. And so you come in that first week, you weigh in, and you're a little depressed because you see the scale, you're up on the scale. And then the next week, you come in, and you've only lost 2 or 3 or maybe 4 pounds. Okay, and I say only because, you'll feel like that you've been so healthy. You're like, man, I should have lost all 40 pounds this week, right? But here's the amazing thing. Even though you've only lost maybe that first pound that first week, even though you've only lost a pound, it's amazing how much better you'll feel even after just that first week. It's amazing how your body will react. You can expect to lose weight if you do the things that we talked about, and again, expect people to say that you're weird. Of course it burns, of course it's hard, but complaining won't make you look good naked, right? How many of you would like to look good naked? How many of you are lying by not raising your hand? Okay. We all want to look good naked, right? Anyway, so, what not to expect. And this is the part, now that part of stepping on the scale in front of other people might have scared you a little bit. But this is the part that some of you may look at and go, I don't know about this, and we'll talk about it. What not to expect. We're not going to spoon feed you. I'm not going to, and we'll talk about this, the being spoon fed and a specific diet plan kind of go hand in hand. What you're not going to get here, I just want you to hear this and know this up front, is an exact diet plan. We're not going to tell you the exact things to eat. And here's why. Because I believe we're all very different. Okay? And what I know is most of us, many of us anyway, for 10 weeks could follow just about any plan somebody put in front of us. But if that plan doesn't work for us, if it's not good for us, as soon as we're done with those 10 weeks, guess what's going to happen? That plan's going to go out the door. We're not going to have created habits that are good for us individually, and we're going to go back to what we knew before. So what we aim to do during this process is to help you figure out what works for you, so that when we're done, you can keep doing it. All right? I've done other things before. One of the things that I've done in the past is I lost weight, and there are a lot of great programs out there, guys. There really are. You know, the winner from last session, one of the concepts that she used was Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is a good program. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I'm not downing any other program, but what I am saying is we need to figure out what is going to work for you on an ongoing basis. So one of the things I've done in the past is Nutrisystem, where they send you the food and you pour some water on, you put it in the microwave, and it goes from little to poops up, and you know it's kind of interesting. And you think, what is it that I'm really putting in my body? You know, and I lost weight. But the danger in that is I then sometimes begin to believe, or I've watched this happen to people, that I lost weight on Nutrisystem. That's the only way I'm ever going to lose weight. I want to help you break that cycle this time. I want to help you figure out what works for you to live a healthy lifestyle so that you can keep doing it over and over and over again. Okay? Instead of relying on something like a Nutrisystem or a Weight Watchers or that kind of thing. Again, the concepts present in those programs are great. Some of the same concepts that we'll talk about. But at the same time, we want to help you personalize those concepts to you. We're not going to get into a personalized exercise plan. And here's the other two things. Now, I'm not the male version of Jillian Michaels, if you remember her on The Biggest Loser. You know, we're not going to get up in your face and yell at you and make you cry or anything like that. Although some tears have been shed at Lose to Win, I'll tell you that right up front. All right? But, you know, when you come in and you're giving me all these excuses, okay, and we'll talk about excuses in the future. And I'll lay those out for you and help you to see those in a different way. But we're not going to allow those here because each of us make choices. And each of us are in control of our own choices. And we have to take responsibility for those choices that we've made. And so many times, we've made choices that create situations in our lives that we blame things on. Okay? And this for you, my hope is that this is where the excuses stop. All right? And so we're not going to let you have it. Now, we're going to be there. We're going to be in there with you. And if something deep is going on in your life and stuff comes out, guys, it does. We're going to walk with you through those things. We're going to be there with you through those things. We're going to encourage you through those things. But we're not going to allow you to leave it as an excuse or to use it as an excuse. Because you can fight through those things. And we'll do that together. It's so much more than just about losing weight. It's kind of crazy. So, anyway, the prizes. Who wants to talk about prizes? Yeah? I'm not buying it. Okay, all right, cool. Here we go. Individual prizes. Our top male percentage of weight loss wins $200. Who's that going to be? Me. All right, there we go. I got somebody jumping in for some competition back there. Any of you guys going to challenge him? You know? All right, we got good. All right. All right. So top female percentage of weight loss, $200 goes for it. Who's going to be like? All right, there we go. We got some competitive women in the house. That can be a little nerve-wracking. Team prize. How many of you are on a team already? Okay. And those of you that are not, we'll get you placed on a team. The top team will divide $1,500. All right. That's exciting. Yeah. Teams may have up to 10 contestants. All right. So this is a change from the past. You need a minimum of 5, and you can have up to 10. Okay. In the past, it's only been 8, and so after much begging from some of you, we changed it to 10, but your top 5 are the ones that count. We'll talk about that in a minute. Other prizes will be announced as we go along for extra motivation. So, how does the team portion of the competition work? It is a point system. The team portion is not based on your weight loss. Okay, so that's important to know. It's important to understand that the team. So if you're here and you're going, okay, I've only got 10 or 15 pounds to lose, I can't really help my team. That's just not true. Okay, the team portion is based on the points, and here's how you earn points. You earn points for exercise. Basically, what it boils down to is you get 5 points per minute that you exercise through the competition. It is on an honor system. Okay, and what will happen unless something is physically wrong with you, and you're telling us that you're exercising, an hour and a half a day, every day, and you're gaining a pound a week, we know that you might not be telling the truth. Okay? So it's kind of based on the honor system, but there are some checks and balances in place in the way that your body deals with things. Okay? Now, on Tuesday nights, we'll have, that says 6 o'clock, that's wrong. We'll have what we call Fit Club. And at Fit Club, we will basically do a workout program together. It will be an intense workout, but everyone is welcome, and everyone is welcome to come and do the workout at their own pace. One of the things that we have, since we started Fit Club, one of the things that we have really encouraged from the get-go is no matter what exercise level you are welcome, and we will not make you feel less than. Okay? Because we want everybody to be able to push themselves as much as possible. We find it important at times to do things like that in a group environment, because when you're in that group environment, you push yourself harder than maybe you would have pushed yourself before, and you break through barriers, you do things that maybe you never thought that you could do. And so we want to challenge you in that way. We'll talk more about each Tuesday night's schedule in a minute, because that 6 p.m. is wrong. And one other thing, so some of you will come to Fit Club and you won't like it, okay? And that's okay. You don't have to come to Fit Club. It's not a requirement. You do get your exercise points for however long we exercise, and we'll do programs anywhere from 30 up to 60 minutes. Okay, so you'll get those points, but you'll also get 500 bonus points for coming. Now, you can easily do everything that the program takes to earn the number of points you need to earn without ever coming to a Fit Club. Okay, that is not a requirement of the program. It's not something that you have to do. All right, I just want to make sure that everybody's clear on that, because some people just won't like it. All right, and we just want to make that clear. All right, if you max out all of your points, we'll talk more about the ways you get points in a minute, you're only going to need 6,800 points from your exercise, which is 21 minutes a day if you were to exercise 7 days a week, 23 minutes a day at 6 days a week, or 26 minutes a day at 5 days a week. So you really want to make a commitment to exercising at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And if you do that, you should be fine. Okay? Some people look at this 20,000 points, and they say, man, I'm never going to get there. Most of you won't get to 20,000 points. And that's okay. You don't need to get there. We put this cap in there so that somebody can't kind of run away with the program just by exercising on it. We did have some guys early on in the program that were young and single, all right? And so they just spent literally hours in the gym every single day, and it kind of gave them an unfair advantage, so we got that cap there, all right? Attendance. Attendance is important. Like we talked about, we'll have the sessions each week, and we only have one meeting this go-around. I think you probably read that when you were registering online. We had split up into 2 meetings for a while. We've gone back to one meeting. Our meeting will be at 6 o'clock. Of course, it will be here. And we did that mainly because here's probably the biggest piece of feedback that I've gotten over the past couple of years, is it's difficult for us to find time with our teammates because of the separate meetings. All right? And there have been some reasons why we kind of had to go to the separate meetings and that kind of thing. So we brought it back together, and we're going to, in the meetings, in more of the meetings than we've done in the past, provide you with some time to be with your team, to encourage each other, and we'll help you through some exercises in that process, okay? And I don't mean like physical exercise, I mean more, talking and that kind of thing. So that's a change we made. That's why we kind of came back together. Now, we're going to make it worth your time to be here. And by doing that, and by changing things up, those of you that have been around in the past, you're going to see that this will probably be as different, I'm not going to say it's going to be totally different, but as different of a lose to win as you've experienced. And I'm pretty excited about that, what's happening there. You get 1,000 points for attending the meeting. We ask that you be present for at least 50 minutes. So At one point, we had people show up for 10 or 15 minutes. They leave and say that they were there. Well, that's not fair. If you're going to have to be bored by me for an hour, you're going to have to at least stay for 50 minutes. It's not fair if you're going to sit there for the whole hour and somebody leaves that for 15 minutes to get points. To be eligible for prizes, you need to attend at least 7 meetings. Now, this meeting doesn't count. The finale meeting doesn't count. And if you attend every meeting, you get 2,000 bonus points. Okay? We do ask that you keep a nutrition journal, that you log everything that you put in your mouth. And when I say everything, I mean everything. If you put a piece of gum in your mouth, I want you to put it down. All right? Now, we do not require that you track your calories, but that you just write everything down. Studies have shown that if you'll write every single thing down that you will eat, that you will lose 50% more weight than the person who is not writing everything down. Okay? So, you do not have to track your calories. I do highly recommend it, because you'll get shocked about some things that you're doing and eating, okay? But you do have to write down every single thing that you eat. And that's on a daily basis. So if you blow it one day and you forget to write something down, you forget to do it, that's fine, that day's gone, it's in the past. You just don't get points for that individual day. But then you can get right back on track the next day, okay? What gets measured gets managed. Keeping a food journal, that's 500 points a day. So think about that. That's 3,500 points per week. Do you think we place a great deal of importance on tracking what you eat? That's a lot of points every single week, all right? So, we recommend MyFitnessPal. It's probably the most common food journal out there. If you are a computer person or if you have a smartphone, it's probably the easiest way to track what you're eating. So, if you have a smartphone or if you have a computer, I recommend that you even go home tonight. Go ahead and download that. Go ahead and start getting familiar with it so when we start tracking next Wednesday, everything we're doing, you already kind of have an idea so you can already be a little bit ahead of the game. All right, so that's my recommendation. You go ahead and download that tonight. It is free, by the way. Drink your water. We'll learn about the importance of being properly hydrated. 100 points per day that you drink at least 64 ounces of plain, unsweetened water. All right? So this is 64 ounces of just water. So we've gone back and forth. People have argued, well, what if I want to put some of those Crystal Light things in there that don't have any calories and this and that? And then that goes to, well, what if I want some tea, unsweetened tea? And then that goes, you see where it just snowballs. So finally we just said, pure, unadulterated, unsweetened water. Okay? I don't want to have to go to even picking a brand, but if I have to, I will. Okay? So this is very important. And we'll talk about the reasons why. But until you learn the reasons why, just trust me, and we've got the points there for you to earn if you do that. You'll have challenges each week that you can participate in, and we'll have a list of those for you, and you just pick those off the list. These are so that if there are some specific things that you want to work on, let's say you are a fast food junkie, and you know that you need to get away from fast food. Maybe your goal is to have no fast food for a week, and you get points for doing that. People have used this to, remember, this program is about getting healthy. People have used this to quit smoking. Okay, people say, okay, I know I need to quit smoking, but I know that if I quit smoking, there's a good chance I'm going to gain some weight. All right? And so they said, this is the perfect time for me to do that. I'll get these points, I'll quit smoking, I'll be in an environment where I'm not going to put weight on just because I quit. I've had people stop drinking alcohol for all 10 weeks. So just lots of different things that you could do to challenge yourself. Now, when you come up with one, if it's not on our sheet already, either myself or Lisa or any of our support team members can tell you if that's an okay challenge for you or not. In all likelihood, they're going to say, yeah, that's okay, but let's tweak it a little bit. And they're probably going to make it a little harder than what you made it. Because sometimes we're a little easy on ourselves, okay? So, some challenges include drinking your 8 glasses of water per day. Now, if it's in this, it can have all that crazy stuff in it, but not all on the previous page. Maybe you want to drink no calories for a week. Okay, now the question I always get there is, what if I drink like a meal replacement shake? We make an exception for that. Okay, do not eat any fast food for a week, we said that. Many more that are on the sheet that you can do. Alright? Miscellaneous homework and other challenges that you can do throughout the course of the competition. We'll have up to 3,000 points, or at least 3,000 points of those. Your weekly weigh-ins count 500 points each. Just for your information, this is very important. Next week's initial weigh-ins. Your initial weigh-ins are at the pharmacy. All of the other weigh-ins will be here until the final weigh-in. Now we'll be back at the pharmacy as well. So the initial weigh-in is next Monday from 9 to 6 and Tuesday from 8 to 5. So we have enough time to get back over here for the meeting next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. So that means there will be no Fit Club the first week, which is next week. Okay? The Fit Club will start the following week. So 9 to 6 on Monday, 8 to 5 on Tuesday. Those of you that are my support team members, let me speak to you real fast. If you don't mind, if you could, tonight when you get home, sign up for the spots that you think you can come and help on Monday and Tuesday so we can kind of plan accordingly. All right. Early weigh-in requests. Every once in a while, we have somebody, and likely you were going to come up to me after the meeting tonight and say, next Monday and Tuesday doesn't work for me. We can't do early weigh-in requests. You got to remember, this is a competition. If you were to weigh in today or next Monday or next, or Friday or Saturday or Sunday, that gives you an advantage. All right. So no early weigh-ins. If for some reason you truly cannot make it during one of those 2 days, then we can schedule something with you later in the week next week. But we can't do anything early. Okay, so just go ahead and clear that up. Other health measurements, your BMI will do that for you before and after. Body fat percentage will do that for you before and after. And a medication list. So we'll ask you to provide a med list because we want you to be able to track the progress you've made. It's always amazing to see how many people come off of medications or reduce their medications during the program. And it is a touch counterintuitive that a pharmacy is running a program that helps people come off their medicine. But our ultimate goal as a business is to help people be as healthy as possible. Okay, so that's kind of what is in it for us. Measurements. Okay, so this is important. Your measurements, you get 1,000 points for doing before measurements, 1,000 points for doing after measurements. You are responsible to do those on your own. Now, if you don't know what to measure, how to measure, that kind of thing, online, HarlemsPharmacy.com, you go to the Blue Squint page, there is the information packet that you can download. There's a link to that. Inside that information packet, you're going to find all this information that we've talked about tonight. You're also going to find a form to be able to do those measurements, okay? That's going to guide you through those measurements. So you will then do those measurements, and you will turn those in the first time we do our points. Now, the way we enter points each week is in the registration process, you created a username and a password, okay? You'll use that username and password to log into our points form and to create and to enter those points each week. The very first week, the form will be a lot longer than it typically will be because you'll be doing things like entering in your measurements. Okay, so that's when you will turn those in, is the first time that we enter our points. All right? Before and after picture. So we'll take these for you at the initial weigh-in and the final weigh-in. And so wear something that is, what's the word we use? Revealing, all right? And I get in trouble for using that word. Wear something that shows where you currently are. Because here's what I know, and I'm really good at this. I have figured out how to hide my fatness. Okay? Anybody else been able to figure that out over time? You know, you wear certain things, you do certain things. I can give you all kinds of good tricks to make you look thinner than what you really are. So, I encourage you to get bold, be honest with yourself, wear something to the weigh-in. We've got a place for you to change. If you want to change into it, then change back to your less revealing clothes. And that way you can really track where you are in the journey. And you'll be shocked at your before and after pictures in just 10 short weeks. Okay? Final journal entry at the end will ask you to spend some time just reflecting and seeing where you've been over the course of these 10 weeks. Bonus points. We have some bonus points. These do not count toward your regular point system, okay? But what these are is if at the end of the competition we have a tie, and we typically do because you have a maximum number of points that you can earn, we'll go to this as a tiebreaker, and this is what we call consistency points. The way the consistency points work is you get 100 points for every week that you either at least remain the same or you lose weight. All right? Because what we want to figure out a way to encourage consistent, healthy habits. And there have been people in the past that they'll come in and they'll lose 6, 7, 8 pounds in 1 week. They'll gain 3 pounds back the next. and then they'll lose 10 pounds the next week, and then they'll gain 4 pounds the next. Well, that's not creating healthy habits. We want to figure out a way to encourage people to create healthy habits. So we tied it to the money, right? So anytime you can tie things to the money, all of a sudden it becomes a little more important. So we want to encourage you to be as consistent as possible by at least not gaining weight each week. And what I know is that when it's Sunday night and you're dreading going to work the next day, and you really want that extra piece of pie, and you've not done that great anyway, so you feel like you're probably going to blow the way in, and so you start going down that negative cycle. Anybody ever experienced that before, right? Where it just kind of spirals out of control? Well, these points are meant to help you to keep from spiraling, all right? So you're in that moment, you go, okay, I can at least maintain. I can at least maintain if I avoid this piece of pie, or if I avoid that extra serving of chili, or whatever it is, okay? So, for the tiebreaker, the top 5 individual point earners, bonus points will be used for each team, okay? Hey, this time, we made a little change, and that is, you don't just get a t-shirt. I'm not into just giving things away, okay? I'm into having people earn things. And so I want you to earn your t-shirt this go-round, this time, okay? And the way you're going to earn your t-shirt, it's actually very simple. It really is very easy. Lose 1% of your weight by the February 3rd meeting, so basically about a month. All right, think about that, 1% of your weight. If you weigh 200 pounds right now, 1% is how much? 2 pounds, okay? Very achievable, and have at least 1,500 exercise points by the February 3rd meeting. And what I've seen happen with this one, the reason we kind of put this in place is to help people get started. Because what I've seen sometimes is people don't get out of the gate. And when you don't get out of the gate, you tend not to perform as well through the whole course of the competition. So I want to help you get out of the gate. And what people will do, especially with exercise, is, maybe you're not an exerciser now. Maybe you don't do a lot of exercise right now. So to start creating that habit, you need a little extra push. And so 1,500 exercise points, I think I did the math on it, is 75 minutes of exercise per week for those first 4 weeks, which is next to nothing, right? 75 minutes. And you break that out, how many minutes is that per day? That's about 10 minutes per day, right? Did I do that math right, something like that? About 10 minutes per day. Surely, those first 4 weeks, you can average doing something exercise-wise 10 minutes per day, all right? The Lose to Win week is also something we've changed this go-round. For those of you that are old to the program, have been here before, this will be different. For those of you that are new, it'll just be the way it is, all right? So for those of you that have been around, we're running the week from Wednesday to Tuesday, all right? So we started at Wednesday, that first week, we stopped it at Sunday, and then our weeks ran from Monday to Sunday, all right? And here's why we did that. Here's why we made that change. As we thought about it, what would happen for people is they would have like a bad weekend and not do very well, and then they never really got back engaged or into the game, so to speak, until they showed up Tuesday night. They showed up, they weighed in, they put that week behind them, they did a little exercise, got a little motivated at the meeting, and now they're ready to go again. But as far as the points are concerned, they'd already blown Monday and Tuesday for that week. Or maybe their challenges, they'd already blown Monday or Tuesday for that week. And so then they couldn't get everything they could have gotten already. So this way, you're going to have so many opportunities. You know how we all kind of start over? How many of you have said, I'm starting Monday like 500 times in your life? Okay? I mean, it happens, right? And so here, you're going to have all kinds of opportunities because now you're going to be able to do that as well. Hey, I'm getting back on track Monday, it's the weekend. And then you're going to say, well, I'm going to get back on track Wednesday. So we're just going to keep giving you opportunities to start over every single week, all right? So some of you that have been around before are going, well, what's that going to do for the points deadline? Okay, so we'll push that points deadline back a day so that you'll have until Wednesday night to get your points in each week, all right? So meeting times, we kind of talked about this already. The regular meeting time, 6 o'clock, is when we'll have the meetings each week. Weigh-ins will start at 3, and you can weigh in up until 8 o'clock. All right? Fit Club will be at 5 o'clock and at 7-ish. Okay, so as soon as we get done with the meetings each week, we'll go right into the second Fit Club. All right, so we want to give both 2 opportunities there for you to be able to do Fit Club. If you can't make it to the early one, hopefully you can make it to the later one. Rules and information. I'm not going to read through these with you. If you've registered, you've already signed off on these. Did you? Hopefully you read them when you signed off on them, but you checked a little box that said you agreed to all of these rules, right? So every one of you read them and poured over them, right? All right, so I'm going to hit the highlights. All right. So all participants must complete the entry packet by January 2nd. So that is our deadline, January 2nd. That's this Friday, 6 p.m. The form will close automatically at 6 p.m. So if you know somebody that wants to get in, make sure that they're complete their registration by 6 p.m. We do encourage you to talk with your healthcare provider about what you're doing. It is not a requirement. It is an encouragement, especially if you have any particular issues. You got to be 18 prior to January 2nd. All prizes are awarded at the sole discretion of me. All right? So just know that. Participants must earn all points by Wednesday. We just talked about that a minute ago. Weigh-ins. This talks about the final weigh-in being 6 to 6 on Monday, March 16th. This is all stuff that is in that information packet that I talked to you about, so you can read that there. The team prize. This is something that people, I want to spend just a minute on. The team prize, you can have up to how many people on a team? 10. But your top 5 point earners are what counts toward the prize at the end. Okay, so that's to kind of protect you in that if you got 6, 7, 8 people, and there are going to be some of you that drop out. Okay, that's just the sad truth of it. There are going to be some of you that it's just not your time. And I understand that. There are going to be some of you that have situations that arise that prevent you from completing the program. I understand that. There are going to be some of you that just decide that you can't hang. And I hope that's not you. All right? I hope that you'll complete the program if at all possible. But we wanted to provide an opportunity so that, if you do have somebody that's their situation, that it doesn't knock you out of potentially winning the prize. All right? Individual prizes based on percentage of weight loss. So that kind of makes things a little more fair. The bigger you are, even not mathematically, but biologically, physiologically, it's easier for you to lose more pounds initially. Okay, we won't get into all the science of that tonight. So you can lose more pounds. But the percentage of weight loss kind of evens all that out if you don't have quite as much to lose. All right? In order to collect any prizes, you must have a minimum total of 50,000 points, attend at least 7 meetings. This is one of my favorite ones. If you're caught falsifying, cheating, or lying about any portion of the competition, you'll be disqualified from the competition with no refund. Your points will be removed from all calculations as if you never existed. All right? So don't cheat. All right? Participants that do not finish will be erased from the points portion. You've got to do some minimum things to get through the program. Okay? These are things, again, that you can read if you choose to online. All participants are entitled to free blood pressure screenings during the course of the competition, half-price cholesterol screenings. Hey, if you're not a part of the grant program and you want to see something pretty amazing, if you get your cholesterol checked and your blood pressure checked right now, and then compare that to where you're going to be 10 weeks from now, if you're really engaged in the program, you will see your body do amazing things in terms of your health within 10 weeks. So half price is $15 to get your cholesterol checked at the pharmacy. You do need to call and set an appointment and make sure that that's all set up. It is a fasting test. It'll also check your blood sugar as well. Now, with that, I said it's $15. You got to call and schedule a fasting test. Did I leave anything out about that? Oh, you get your results like within 10 minutes, right there on the spot. So pretty cool little test there. No refunds after next Tuesday. Those are the expectations already went over for the grant participants. And my second favorite rule is all rules are subject to change or exception at the discretion of Markham's Pharmacy and the Lewis Twin Director, which is? Yeah. That's right. Okay. Just kind of getting around there. Kind of. All right. The maximum number of points anybody can have is 80,000 points. I go through all of this, partly because you've already agreed to it. I know it's not exciting. I know it's a little dull to go through rules and things like that. But this is a competition. Even though the ultimate goal is to get healthy, we do want to make sure we go through some of these things so you know exactly what it is that you're getting into. Measurements, again, you'll do those on your own. I'm going to hit a couple of things again that I've probably already hit because these are things that we get common questions or multiple questions about. You do your measurements on your own. They get turned in with your first points form. You signed a liability release form as well. If you don't remember doing that, check it out in the information packet or go back to the registration form and read through that. But basically it says you can't hold us liable for anything. All right? So what's next? I would encourage you, if you've not really kind of read through that information packet, even if you're already registered, go online, go to the markmanspharmacy.com website, download that packet, and read through it to make sure you understand what it is that we're doing. Okay? And then sign up online. If you've not registered yet, get registered. Register online. And we'll get you on a team if you're not on a team. If you already have teammates, there's a place on the registration form that you can enter people who are going to be your teammates. So, how many of you felt like that you just drank water from a fire hose? Alright? So, lots of information, lots of stuff coming right at you, lots of details. I like to think that this is the worst meeting that you'll come to. Alright? Just because you have to go through so many details so you can understand what the program is about. Ultimately, the program is about you. Ultimately, the program is about you making choices and us helping you be accountable to those choices to become a healthier, better version of you. So, with that, questions. This is always the time that I'm the most nervous. All right? So, questions. Who has questions? Anything I need to clarify? That was right at an hour. So that information packet, or okay, so that's a good question. That's actually what you'll find out when you show up Monday is that the folder that several of you have, like 6 of them, in order to try to save a few trees. We're not doing a folder this time. We're going to deliver similar information via email. Okay, so you're going to get all that via email. We do have a smaller notebook for you to be able to take notes in. Or if you're a paper person that likes to write down everything you eat, you can use that for your food journal, that kind of thing. But not as much printed supplies this go around. Yeah, good question. So if you want those details, you need to look at them online.
So with pure water, we can't like have like cucumbers like this and put your water in the refrigerator or something like that?
Yeah, no, we're just going to go pure water. And that's not the first time I've been asked that question. And the only issue is, I think that's great. I think that's healthy. I think that's awesome. But it just goes down this slippery slope. And so finally I just have to say, it's just water, you know. So, but yeah, I think that's a really neat way to drink your water. Because it also infuses some extra minerals and vitamins and just a little extra flavor that's healthy. So yeah, I get that, but no.
Where are you going to have the Fit Club?
The Fit Club. So where? Right here. So that's right. So they are getting ready. Kind of some of the seating is set up this way because they're getting ready for their casino night tomorrow night. So if you want to end the year with a bang and lose some money, come out tomorrow night. No, they were telling Lisa and I about it today. It actually sounds pretty cool. But anyway, all that to say, this wall will not typically be up. Kind of the general game plan, and we might change it from week to week, is that we'll be facing that way. The screen will be there. We'll have a little stage set up over there. And about half the room will have chairs. That wall will be gone, and we'll do the Fit Club in that open area over there. Yeah. So it should be a significant upgrade to what we've been used to over the past few sessions. Maybe not as hard on your knees. Exactly. Good question. So points start. I kind of just went over that real fast when we just like skimmed it. Yeah. So I appreciate you bringing that up. Points. You'll start doing everything, tracking your food, tracking your exercise, doing your challenges next Wednesday. Exactly.
And it has to be turned in by
the next Wednesday. So the weeks will run from Wednesday to Tuesday. And that also gives us the opportunity, if anybody has some questions about their week and their points and that kind of thing, we can answer those here at the meeting. Yeah, then they'll be due online, and that form each week will stay open until the next night at midnight. Now, one quick word about that. I've been, as far as those points are concerned, we ask that you enter those points each week. And part of this process is becoming a more disciplined person. Okay? And so there are some little sneaky things built into what we're doing to help you be more disciplined about some things in your life. Because here's the thing. I'm not trying to throw stones out of a glass house. Okay, let me say that. But when we get to a point where we're overweight, there is at least one area of our life that we've become undisciplined in. All right? And if we're undisciplined in that one area of our lives, then we're likely undisciplined in several areas of our lives. And so part of keeping kind of these strict guidelines throughout the course of the process will also help you become a more disciplined person over the next 10 weeks. It'll help you meet deadlines, because these are deadlines. I mean, when you miss entering your points that week, in all likelihood, you come to me and you say, hey, I missed my points, I had this going on, I had that going on, and it was 11 o'clock and my power went out. I'm like, why'd you wait till 11? I'm probably not going to say it quite that way to you, okay? But that's what I'm thinking in my head, so I might as well say it, right? So why'd you wait till 11 o'clock the night that they were due, right? And so guess what? Those points aren't going to count for that week. All right? So, good question.
When you say by Wednesday, you mean by midnight, Tuesday night before Wednesday starts, or do you mean the end of the day?
The end of the day Wednesday,
okay.
yes. Yeah.
Your online packet says it's 1,000 split between the team. Is it actually 1,500?
Yes. So we're already at enough people to where, and I think the online packet actually says 150 per male and female winner. We're already at enough people where we bumped that, and as we have more people register this week, we'll add some other prizes as well.
And it also says see gold sheet. Is there somewhere on there where you can click to print off a gold sheet or something?
So that's in that information packet. Is it not in there?
No.
Really? The challenges sheet?
Yeah, it didn't print off.
Huh. Well, I will make note of that. And make sure that everybody has it. Cool. Got that in there. Thank you.
What about snow and ice?
Snow and ice. So, luckily, we've never had to deal with that before, that I can recall, that we've had to cancel. There was one night that we had a former Biggest Loser contestant coming that some of us literally got out shovels and did away with ice in a parking lot. Other than that, we've not had that issue. So, if we have that issue, we will communicate through our support people, and they'll communicate to as many of you as you can. We'll have the Facebook group to communicate, and we'll have email to communicate, all those things. So hopefully that will get out to you in some way, shape, or form. If that does happen, of course, that will alter all the things like the number of points, because if we miss a weigh-in because of snow or ice or something like that, that will obviously change some of the minimums, maximums, and that kind of stuff. Absolutely. So we'll alter for that if we have to.
Can you explain about the blood work one more time?
Sure.
We do it before?
So, two different things there. If you are a participant in the grant research program, it is a requirement to do it prior and post. Okay? And when you registered, if you were approved for the grant, then you should have received an extra email that people who weren't approved that they didn't receive, okay, or did not apply. And in that email, there was a link to an online scheduling system where you could go in and schedule your blood work appointment, okay. If you didn't get that, definitely get with me afterward or shoot me an email, and we'll make sure you have that link to be able to schedule that blood work prior to starting. If you are not a grantee or research scholarship person, then the easiest thing for you to do is just to call the pharmacy and say, hey, I want to make an appointment to have my cholesterol checked, my blood pressure taken. When can I do that and get that set up? And if that's the case, like I say, we offer that for half price, which is $15. So does that help? Does that answer what you needed answered, or do I need to?
Do we have to do that?
If you're a grantee, yes. If you're not, no. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It is a fasting test, partly because the other thing that they're checking there is your glucose, but also the recent food can also affect especially your triglycerides. So we want those to be as accurate as possible as well. Yeah. So it is a fasting test. I think they say for at least 10 hours. So if for some reason you can't come to like 5 o'clock and you want to eat at 6 o'clock that morning, at least to get your day started, you can do that.
When will you have the groups set up so that everybody knows what we're doing?
The goal is by next Tuesday night. Yeah, so that's part of the reason why we have the registration deadline now. We're used to, we just took people right up until the time of the first meeting. So, yeah. Somebody over here was about to ask a question. I can just feel it. Okay.
Registration, we can pay it Monday if we've already done online sign up.
Right, so if you've already registered online, you'll be able to pay cash, check, or credit card next Monday or Tuesday at the weigh-in.
Okay.
And that's what we would prefer. Okay, so if you've not paid online, which is number one preference, number two is that you bring it with you that day. If you pay like during the day at the pharmacy, sometimes that message gets to us that it was paid, and sometimes it doesn't, and then there's confusion. So the easiest thing to do is just pay it that first way.
Online is explaining these past
What? So previous participants, there's a spot to check down the previous participant, and it has a reduced fee. Yeah, you got it. Sure.
Next week, just to confirm status, you either weigh in Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
And the first meeting is here Tuesday.
Correct. You got it. You're perfect.
Okay. Another question is, are you permitted to do the second set of exercise? Like, do you do the 5 o'clock and you still do the second?
Sure, you can come to both. You only get the bonus for one. Yeah, so if we do a 30-minute program one night, you come to the 30-minute program, you get 30 minutes of exercise plus your 500 bonus points. If you come to the 7 o'clock, you'll get another 30 minutes of exercise points, but no bonus points. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Right, absolutely. Yeah. Lots of my answers, also, partly just because I like to talk, but lots of my answers come from when somebody asks a question. It makes me think of things that people have asked or been confused about in the past. So sometimes I'll give a bigger answer than what the specific answer you're looking for is. Any other questions? Who's going to win?
Y'all are.
All right. I like that answer, Keith, right? Who's going to win?
We all are.
Hey, that's right. I'm telling you. Just by the fact that you're here tonight, says you're ready to change, says you're a winner, says you're somebody who's going to change your life in the next 10 weeks, that 2015 is your year. 2015 is the year that you are going to change permanently. Not just are you going to become a lighter person, but you're going to become a better person. You're going to become a healthier person, and not just inside but outside, every part of you. I believe that. I hope that if you've not registered already, that you will register, and that you'll join us for this journey. Because I'm telling you guys what, as you guys got here tonight, let me tell you just a little bit about one last thing. Along about 4 o'clock this afternoon, we had a pretty major issue technologically happen at the pharmacy. I was pretty stressed. I did not want to show up tonight. Just because it was just, you get in those moments and it's like, oh man, because I know I'm going to have to go deal with it. I know it's something that's going to have to be taken care of. But I got here and I started seeing you guys. We start thinking about the things that we've already accomplished together. We start talking, we start having fun, we start joking, and this becomes a family. The cool thing is we're a family on a journey. We're a family that encourages each other. We're a family that pushes each other to positive places, to places that maybe we've never been before. And so I hope that you will join us, and I know that we can accomplish awesome things together. So with that, I hope you guys have an awesome week. Don't go too crazy, all right? Don't try to inflate your weight over the next 4 or 5 days, okay? I know some of you are thinking that, but be healthy, be smart, and we'll see you guys Monday.